Classes, libraries, and packages. Wrapper classes. Java's wrapper classes help us manage primitive data types by allowing a primitive value to be used as an object. This provides a class that in many ways acts like primitive type, yet it's still a class. Some methods require classes as arguments, and wrappers let us use primitive values where objects are normally required, because Java lets you substitute primitive types for wrapper objects. Java automatically wraps the primitive in a wrapper object when needed. Each of the primitive types has a wrapper class. For most of them, it's the same name as with the first letter capitalized. Float with a capital F is the wrapper for float. Long with a capital L is the wrapper for long, and so on. The two exceptions are int and char, whose wrapper classes are integer and character. A wrapper class represents a particular primitive type. For example, age obj is of type integer. It uses the integer class to create an object which effectively represents the integer 20 as an object. This is useful when a program requires an object instead of a primitive type. Autoboxing automatically converts between wrapper classes and primitive types so that the following is also valid. Class libraries. The Java API, which stands for Application Programming Interface, contains a library of thousands of useful classes that you can use to write all kinds of programs. Because the Java API is huge, the AP subset only tests your knowledge of the math, integer, and double classes. The Java API describes a set of classes and files for building software in Java. It shows how all of the Java features work and interact. A class library is a collection of classes that we can use when developing programs. The Java Standard Class Library is part of any Java development environment. Its classes are not a part of the Java language per se, but we rely on them heavily. The System class and the String class are part of the Java Standard Class Library. Other class libraries can be obtained through third-party vendors, or you can create them yourself. Packages. The classes of the Java Standard Class Library are organized into packages. Some of the packages in the Standard Class Library are java.lang, which is general support, java.applets, which is used for creating applets for the web, java.awt, which is graphics and graphical user interfaces, javax.swing is additional graphic capabilities and components, java.net is network communication, java.util is the utilities, and javax.xml.parsers is an XML document processing. The import declaration. When you want to use a class from a package, you could use its fully qualified name, java.util.random, or you can import the class and then use just the class name, import java.util.random. To import all classes in a particular package, you would use the asterisk, which is the wildcard character. Import java.util.asterisk. All classes in the java.lang package are imported automatically into the program. That's why we didn't have to import the system or the string classes explicitly in earlier programs. The random class is a part of the java.util package. It provides methods that generate pseudo-random numbers. Class methods. Some methods can be invoked through the class name instead of through an object of the class. These methods are called class methods or static methods. The math class contains many static methods, providing various mathematical functions such as absolute value, trigonometry functions, square root, etc. Interactive programs. The scanner class is used to get input from the user, allowing a program to be interactive. It is a part of the java.util package. First, a scanner object is created. So from our example right here, we can see create a new scanner with the parameter system.in, and it is assigned to a variable we're using in this example scan and is of type scanner. Then various methods can be used to read different types of data from the keyboard, such as scan.nextInt assigned to num, which is of type int. And what that would do is it would allow the user whatever integer that they typed into the keyboard would be assigned to num. Formatting output. The number format class has static methods that return a formatter object. Get currency instance, get percent instance. Each formatter object has a method called format that returns a string with the specified information in the appropriate format. The decimal format class can be used to format a floating point value in generic ways. For example, you can specify that the number should be printed to 3 decimal places. The constructor of the decimal format class takes a string that represents a pattern for the formatted number.